Hi guys, and welcome to the famous couch. I've been very sick for a couple of days. It really sucks, and yesterday my girlfriend came home sick as fuck. So today I'm actually getting a little bit of a throwback, which is not good. So we hope it just smoothens out here in a couple of days. However, the world doesn't stop turning because I'm sick, so we have to get shit going. Tuning, that's an interesting topic, right? I only speak about shit that pops up, so that's how it is. We have talked about the importance of injection angle, and if we look at our diesel engines, the Mercedes om601, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We don't have so much to play with. We can play with timing, and that's of course really important, even though the engine really doesn't care. The power output, cares, and how the engine acts and so on, but it will start and run, and it doesn't really fucking matter. But it is important to have the correct timing. And it's important to make everything you can, and don't be afraid. It's a little 8mm screw on the side of the pump, or whatever, on this, you know what I'm talking about. And you just turn that, and you alter the angle of the pump, which in turns changes the timing. So that's like the easy thing for us to fix or to change. Then we have other things that also contribute to having a better running engine. And the second thing I would say is injector pop pressure, because it's not turning a knob, so it's a little bit more difficult, but this is something you have to do. And there are people out there saying, no, just run stock. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. That's just how it is. It will run. You can have NA injectors, 115 bar, and you can have 600 horsepower. Oh, I've run like this 6 years. Yeah, it's gonna work. No problem. Can it be better? Yes, it can. And it's better with turbo injectors because those are 135 bars. They don't flow more, just higher pop pressure. But if you up your pressure to 150, you will have multiple benefits. First of all, and the most important, is that you're not using your 25-year-old injectors as is. You are actually putting them in a pop pressure tester and jerking the lever. And what comes out that injector is really, really important. Why? You have a spray pattern. And if your injector is bad, that spray pattern gonna be, or, right? And that will cause a failed pre-chamber, or rough idling, or shit like that. So it's really, really important that we put our injectors in an injector pop pressure tester, and that we adjust the pop pressure, because then we know. And it's important to know. If you guess and you think and you listen to people, that doesn't give you shit, right? So I had this friend, he was building a car, and he used the entire internet recipe. This was a petrol car, so it has nothing to do with our diesels, but he just took the exact same recipe. He had done 700 horsepower, so I'm gonna do the same. And the thing was, it was not a one guy. It's probably, I don't know, 10,000 similar builds out there. It was just he uses, everyone uses this, so I gonna run the same recipe. And I mean, I didn't look it up, I just helped him. We in the company, we helped him with his build, and we went to the diner together. We dined at a very good friend's shop, and he's an expert tuner, and he's pretty famous in Sweden. And the car was, yeah, I mean, it gave power, it gave what it promised, but the power curve on the dyno sheet was just rubbish. And he drove his car for, I don't know, a couple of weeks. That's it, a couple of weeks. He was at one drag race event. He ran a little bit on the street, did some donuts, trashed his gearbox, replaced the gearbox, sold the car. Probably he sold it within 3 months, driving it about 3 weeks, because it was just so bad to drive. And when I saw that dyno graph, we were actually at the dyno, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I was like, didn't you look at the other guys' dyno graphs? Oh, yeah, I saw they have 700 here. All right. And they look like this? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So wrong everything. It was just so late. He revved 7 something or 8. I don't know. 7. I think it was 7 high. 7 8 or something like that. And it was still making power. And he couldn't rev more. Because the boost came in like, I don't know, 5,500, 6,000 RPM. He had nothing down low. Nothing. So if you're doing this internet recipe, ask question, just buy shit thing, suit yourself. It's not my fault. It's not the other guy's fault. It's your fucking fault that your car is a fucking turd. So that's the thing. We can't just ask questions and don't think, because everyone don't know. Many people that respond on Facebook, for example, just repeat what they have read. If they don't try it, they don't know it. And it's the same with you. So try it, right? There's no harm in that. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm talking a lot of bullshit all the time, because I've tried it fucking all. You know? However, the third thing that affects how your engine is running is the pump elements. And we have talked about this in many videos before, how injection angle, we have talked about that. And that's the hardest thing, because that's nothing you can change yourself. But at the same time, it's the easiest thing, because when you buy your injection pump, you're not gonna assemble your super pump in your living room. You have to actually buy it from a reputable shop, and they build it for you. And when you do that, you can choose. And you can choose between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 5.5. Yeah. So that's pretty much with my lazy pinky here. But that's 4.5. So let's do like that. With my lazy pinky here, we have 5.5. So that's pretty much the shops you have. I saw on Facebook today that there was some shop in Australia which would make it 6.5. And I know there's a shop in South Africa that has built the pump. We don't know the result yet, but it idles and it responds on throttle. So that's what we know for now. regarding the Australian post, oh, they could give 200 blah blah cc. Yeah. I mean, all elements can do that. It's nothing. You can take 6mm elements and make 150 cc in the bench, no problem. Not gonna idle though, but it's, you know, making max fuel in the bench doesn't mean anything. So the result is the important. However, we have three things that we can alter on our diesel, right? We have timing, we have injector pop pressure, and we have injection angle. That's the three things that we can alter and be the boss over. And if we have those three within some kind of ballpark figures, then we're going to end up with a really great build. We of course have to put the correct turbo on it and so on, but it's I mean, we're getting there, and we have the main parts sorted, because fueling is the main part. It doesn't matter really if you run one of these shitty small fucking intake manifolds, because it will just make it a little bit laggier. You're gonna make a little bit less power. It doesn't really fucking matter. Then you're gonna run anyway. I mean, people that want to run some kind of power use a stock intake manifold and a tubular exhaust manifold. But there are trade-offs, and a Kangaroo casted manifold is easy to buy and cheap. So I mean, we have to do play with what we have, right? And if we can't build a tubular manifold and we can't afford one for 2,200 euros, then we buy something that is cheap, right? So but the thing is that we can trade off there. We can have a cheaper turbo. We can do stuff on that end of the engine. But when it comes to fuel, we can't, because fuel is everything. And the guys that running EDC pumps and not running a standard ECU, they choose the DSL1 from Baldur Gislason in Iceland, and that's a really, really good option. And I think many times that's better than a flashed ECU. But we, for some reason, just thinks that we all have to do it all, and we're not gonna do it all. If you build a 2JZ drift car and you build everything on that car and you hook your ECU up and you do everything, you're not gonna start tuning that. I mean, why would you? You're not a tuner. You put it on a trailer and drive to the fucking tuning shop with a dyno, right? But in the diesel world, it's like, no, I can't do the mapping on this. My car doesn't run right. What do you think? Go to a tuning shop and let a real tuner that is, you know, that has the expertise and all the tools to do this. It's a no-brainer. If you're not a good experienced tuner yourself, you shouldn't do it. And of course, it is easier with a diesel, but it's only so much that is easier. It's a lot that is not easy at all. And for example, is the notorious pump characteristics map. Sure, they're not going to figure that out in the dyno either, but an experienced tuner, he will work on your 2JZ with Chinese injectors and the wrong battery voltage correction map. He will still work that fuel map out, right? The fuel table, I think you say in English, the fuel table out. It's gonna be a bitch, but he's gonna make it, you know? And it's the same with this. If we don't have one thing correct and we can't get that, We need experience to make it good in the other end. We can't just sit there and, think about numbers. I think it's 5 here. What? So don't expect to do everything yourself. And especially not you people that buy a box of fucking Lego. You don't build shit yourself. I bought the engine mounts. I bought the adapter plate. I bought, fuck you. You're never gonna tune a car. But you guys that actually have built your car, you at least have a chance. But just don't do it. Go to a tuning shop and let them do it. And if you're having problems, Baldur is always there to help. There's a Facebook forum for you guys when people are talking about what they're going through, and it's everything gonna go sort itself out in the end. We just have to think and create experience for ourselves, right? So that's all for today. What have we learned? I got that as a comment on my last video. What have we learned here? I have no fucking idea. I just talk. It feels like I can talk for hours and hours and yeah, I have done that because I've done like 60 fucking videos. This is fucking crazy. But hey, man, see you another day, and let's figure out some nice topics. Shoot me messages about topics that you want to hear. I got one the other day and I forgot it, and I forgot who you are, so I can't find the message. I'm sorry, but hit me up, right?